Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And as you can see, I've got my two right-hand men here with me tonight.
Hey, buddy, that's always good to be here with you and Mike. It really is.
It's good to have you here with me and Mike Bill. It really is. No doubt about it. We better say hello to Dad and Polly and Gay, hadn't we?
But we'd be in bad trouble if we didn't do that.
I guarantee you. We don't need that. We don't need that phone lighting up on all the circuits.
Yeah, they already called and said, tell Steve and Mike that they said hello and they was doing fine.
Yeah, that's exactly right, folks. We got a lot of things going on. I was telling Bill and Mike before we got on the air, and I want to tell you this so you'll stay tuned till we get this phone call. They're having a special meeting Tuesday night down in Rockwood at the community center. Is about all I know right now, other than the fact of what it's about. It's about poisons in the water. And so, Bill, you know, everybody ought to be concerned about that.
They sure ought to. I'll tell you the reason why they ought to be. Listen here, it's in the day's paper, in the television and everything, about this E. coli.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the kids, the young kids is one that's really got it. And they'll tell you right quick things that you need to pass up on. Mm-hmm. And one of them is swimming in the water and getting water, drinking some of the water that you really can't help.
Yeah.
That is one of the things, main things. Well, the others is a lot I don't know a whole lot about. The unpasteurized milk, I've not had that since I was a little boy. We used to milk them cows and have it right out of the old cow.
Yeah.
And we cooled it in the spring, in the spring water.
Right.
And I never did have E. coli, but it is a thing to think about. If you're going to poison the water, it's something that you need to think about there. Yep. E. coli for a person our age can be down with it, and it'd probably be harder on us than it is these kids.
Yeah. I agree with you, Bill. I saw that milk thing and this, that, and the other on the news this morning. But this meeting is about the different poisons that's getting put in the water for whatever. And there's having a big meeting next week, next Tuesday, I think 7 or 7:30. We'll get all the details whenever Bud calls in. Bud Strader called me today, and I didn't have, I was at work and didn't have my pencil or paper to write on. And I told him, I said, Bud, listen, I said, that's more information than I can process.
Right, that's right.
I said, just call in tonight and
tell us about it.
Tell us about it, and then that way we'll get it straight and all that. So
I tell you, with the stuff that they're putting in the water to kill the weeds and everything, that might take the hide off of a person. You can't never tell.
Well, yeah, I mean, it tells you that, they have to put signs up whenever they're spraying that grass. And this is not only what gets in there from spraying the grass. This is chemicals that's released from businesses and everything else. So, it's going to be interesting to see what takes place or what Bud has to tell us when he does call in. I told him, I said, give me a few minutes, kick the show off, about 5 or 10 minutes after 8, give us a buzz up here, and then you can tell the people what's going on down there, and then hopefully you'll have a big crowd.
Right.
And so he was trying to tell me, some people that was going to be there, and so I told him it'd be best if he just call in.
That's right.
And I will say this while we got everybody's attention, hopefully. The Saturday is free fishing day, and they're going to have the kids up at the fish hatchery there in Clinton. And let me tell you, folks, get there early because
they're the future.
They're their future, and I think it's 12 and under. And you know, they pretty much let anybody fish, but the kids come first, naturally, which is good. And parents can help them and that kind of thing. And I told Jason Langford there a while ago, if I didn't have to work, that I was going to try to get up there and shoot some film. I hadn't been 4 years now. And the first 2 times I went, I had a ball. I was soaking wet, running around that pond and filming. And just Mike, he was with me. We just had a ball, you know, and helping people and helping kids and that kind of thing. So do remember that, and you can fish anywhere in the state of Tennessee that I know of Saturday, Bill, and don't have to have a fishing license.
That's exactly
to
right.
do it.
That's free fishing day.
Free
That's
fishing day, yeah, and take advantage of it, folks, is all I can tell you, because, you know, our licenses are expensive, and to buy them for just a few, and not use them, or just get to use them occasionally, so take real good advantage. I think I'll leave mine at home Friday night, Mike. Well, I'll keep them till midnight, and then I can swap them over. But I'll be fishing free on Saturday. Saturday morning.
you know that limit on smallmouth here in the state now, or at least Norris, I know, is gone back to 20 inches.
Yeah, that's right, Bill. It sure has changed. Yeah.
1st of June, so
yeah.
Remember that. Don't get caught with one under 20.
And that's 1 fish per person.
That's 1 fish per
person. That's right. So, you know, now in October we'll go back to that 5 over 18.
That's right. That's
18 or better. Yeah. Which is a good thing, Bill. You know, we catch and release anyway, and
that's the only way that we're ever going to have a lot of fish is that slot limit and all of that 20-inch, 1 fish. Hey, listen here, they've been enough 18 inches caught, over 18 inches that I know of, that to really be back up in that 20 in a year from now.
Yeah.
If we've got the bait to keep them good and fat.
That's the thing about it. I mean, used to, you caught an 18-inch fish, you'd weigh 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah, this is it.
Now we're catching 18-inch fish that do good to weigh 2.5 pounds.
483, 8112. You know,
Right.
The dang weight of them fish, I don't know what it is, but whether they can't find enough to eat or what, but they just ain't. They just ain't as fat as what they used to be. I'll tell you that.
Well, I've had some bad reports today, Mike. I really have, old buddy, about
that's 865. Yes,
the bait fish that's in the lake.
Yeah.
They said they quit stocking walleye in the Tellico. And you know, just a few years ago, we had all kinds of walleye. I've been over there and caught a limit and nothing flat on Tellico.
Yeah.
And had plenty of minnows under the. Now then, they say that they don't stock walleye because there ain't enough bait to feed them.
Yeah.
And I talked to the same fella today. He's a real good fisherman, and he fishes a lot of water.
Yeah.
And Norris, he says he can run all over Norris Lake and not find a whole lot of minnows. Go ahead and get that fish.
All right, let's see. Hello, caller.
All right, Mr. Steve Cox, this is Bud Strader down here on Washbar Lake.
Hey, Mr. Bud Strader, we've been waiting to hear from you, buddy. How's things down there in Eagle Furnace since you're the mayor?
Well, son, it's just all I can do to keep everything afloat, son. It's an uphill, everyday drudge, brother.
I understand. Hey, I kind of prepped the audience here about what you was going to tell us about and this meeting you're going to have. So just lay it on us there. Give us all the details and anything else you want to.
All right, it'll be this coming Tuesday night, the 12th at 6 o'clock at the Rockwood Community Center, there where the pool is in Rockwood. You can come in from on the north end. You come there just past the Chevrolet place, take a ride across the overpass there. Go 2 blocks, take a left, and come down maybe 3 or 4 blocks. You'll see it on your left there at the pool. But what we're looking at, we've been involved in several meetings and been meeting with TVA, and Mike Skaggs. He's CEO over operations, and we get some things accomplished, but we need the general public. We need our fishermen. We need our hunters, duck hunters, naturalists, anybody that loves the outdoors, anybody that drinks water.
Yeah.
Anybody that drinks this water needs to be at this meeting and hear what's being dumped into our waterway.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5 major poisons, beginning with 2,4-D, and a heavy metal chelated copper, and they've got a concoction mixed up here that kills Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to do some things here, and we're limited with manpower. They just me and Willie and a few more, and we're trying to get some people that will get involved with the congressional end of it. Some people get involved with the certain parts of the natural end of it, like our eagles, osprey, and the other little creatures in the water, because they're killing the heck out of our fish.
Mm-hmm.
They're killing them, and I've talked to TWRA. They're concerned, and they want to see this. But the time we get them there, the fish has already been, and they've already went down. So we've got to do something. If we don't, every one of us is going to be killed by these poisons, I can tell you. And there last year, there was one individual was spraying it. This year, there's like 4 or 5 different groups that are spraying.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody to oversee the mixture of it, nobody to oversee anything, nobody to question anything. It's just dump it, do what you want to do, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, and get your paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time the people stood up and asked some questions and got this stopped, because they shut the water down there at Rockwood last year. They shut it down for 2 days, and they checked it, and they had the poison in it, and they wrote a letter and sent out to our area down in here that it was carcinogenic. Don't drink it. And so, we've got our guns, we've got lawsuits, we've got all kinds of stuff where these people, they don't care about human health.
They don't care about us or nobody else.
Almighty dollar. And these people around the lake that's got these, these beautiful docks, there's a different way of taking care of this grass and not harming us all.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked everybody, next Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, pack up the babies and grab the old ladies, and everybody come on. Because we want everybody to get involved in save your life, save your kids' life, save your grandkids' life. We might last another month or 2 on this whole planet, okay?
All right, Bud. I appreciate it, man. Good to hear from you. That's some good info, and I hope everybody's got to listen to that. And I'll remind them again before we get off the air, okay?
All right, sure appreciate you, Steve.
All right.
Appreciate you, bud.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you, Bud.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, see you, buddy.
All right. You got this Roundup, and people spraying now. They're hollering about it causing cancer and banning it and all this other stuff. You mow your grass, you don't spray Roundup on your whole yard. Why in the world are they even spraying any at all out there in the water? They ought to be able to mow it.
Right. You shouldn't use Roundup, no way.
Well, I mean,
It killed the grass and it won't come back.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
That's another
But that's the way
example
that's
of what
happening.
they're doing and stuff. They ought to be banned completely, any spraying whatsoever in the water, no matter what they're using. And just ban it all and say, if you want rid of it, then you get another way of taking care of it, which up north, I've seen films on it where they got a boat come in there with a mower on it that mows it under the water there, just clips it off. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't a thing in the world wrong with that.
At least they ain't poisoning the water.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing, poisoning the water. And they're not only poisoning the water, they're poisoning you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This water, it goes a long way when time it hits the ground up here and goes through all these different lakes and all these different towns and communities are drawing their water out of these lakes and stuff. A lot of people won't be drinking it time it gets to the Mississippi.
Well, it all boils down to this right here, fellas. It all boils down to this right here. Hey, the people that lives on the lake, there, I understand they don't need all the grass where they can get in and out of their place of business or where they live or nothing like that. But you don't have to kill everything.
Right.
You don't have to spray everything. In fact about it, I have seen this happen. TWRA used to come over at Dale Holla, and they take four-wheelers and a disc and everything out there and disc them our places up there and sow that grass.
Yes.
And that's the reason that we got such good fishery in Dale Holla today. It's because of the good grass.
Yep.
We don't have, they ain't spraying that over there.
No, and they years ago they done the same thing on Cherokee.
That's right.
Went up there and
That's
did
exactly right.
plowed and sowed grass, and it was so dang thick you couldn't get your lawnmower.
Yeah,
and
and like I said, I can understand the people having a right of way to enter their place and everything like that. But on the other hand, heck, you don't have to kill the grass and kill us too.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of it. When you dump that, and just like what the deal was when this thing started 2 years ago, they had these people that was supposed to be regulated that was going to do the spraying. They had state license, and they was a few of them at that meeting. And anyway, they were going to be monitored. You could only mix stuff so much. You could only spray so much in a certain area, and this, that, and the other. Well, what he's telling me now, they just go down there and they spray enough around your dock to do the whole holler, or 4 or 5 docks. Well, that's too much. That's that's overkill, and the more you keep putting in there, the more it kills out, and the more the water's contaminated. So, how long? And that I know it's like they say you can take a drop of iodine and drop it in a swimming pool. Well, yeah, okay, I'll agree to that. You won't find it in a few minutes because of the parts per million so much more than iodine. But you keep on putting them chemicals in there, and it shows up in places. It may be in Chattanooga, but it'll show up.
It'll show up right here.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And I'm not sure all of this year's spraying and everything. It's not killing the fish, the bait, and everything else.
Well,
Guaranteed.
I don't know what the long-term effects are. That's these biologists' job to keep up with that. But it sounds like they got a pretty good agenda, and they need. It'd be nice to have a good turnout from the public to see. And I know these people that live on the lake and got milfoil around their dock, but there's other ways to get rid of it rather than putting poisons in the water.
That's exactly right. Especially where you want to swim. Them same people, I'm sure they jump in the water every now and then. And surely the gully, they don't think it hurt them.
Yeah.
And it'll take the hide off of them probably.
Yeah. So hey, we can only go on for so long for putting stuff in the water. I mean, water's our livelihood, our life. Everybody that's living's got to have it, and so we just keep dumping more poison in the water. And eventually, it gets where you can't drink it.
That's exactly right. Well, right now they're putting so much stuff in the dadgum there to really take everything out of the water. That the calcium and everything, it'll stop your pipes up and everything else at home.
Yeah.
So,
Ask them people up there in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So we get enough poisons by just our services, the water that we've got coming to our houses, and just like Mike said about Flint, Michigan, the lead in the water up there. So we get enough without going down here and dumping more in the water. There's 3 water plants on Watch Bar that I know of.
Yeah.
Now, that's Little Emery, Rockwood, and down to Spring City.
Right. That's the ones I know of.
Now, I don't, so they're pumping water out of the lake and sending it through the filters and what have you, and going to the towns and to the customers and that kind of thing.
Well, I sure hope the public all over East Tennessee here attends that meeting down there and see just exactly what's happening. That's ours. And hey, if you think it's not happening, you just attend this meeting, you'll find out it is happening.
Yeah, there ain't no two ways about it. So anyway, like I said, folks, I'll remind you about that later on in the show, and we're going to move on to Mike catching some fish, I guess, Bill.
Boy, that's good. That's good. I know that fella right there can catch him right there.
I guess we will. Dylan, what do you got for us? Let me get this over here where I can hear you. Now try it again.
I said I got his film ready to go.
You got the film ready to go. Man, hey, buddy, I tell you what, you're on top of it there tonight, buddy. That sounds good. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
Okay. Is this Norse?
No.
Okay. Mike's got some film on Norse, so put it on there, Dylan.
Okay, folks. I'm up here at Norris, throwed in there
All
on
right.
5 foot of water. Caught a dang good largemouth there. I'm gonna try to get rigged up here and get started off. So, anyway, Steve's out here with Tim, and Tim's boys out here, a couple of others. So we're gonna see what these fish are gonna do up here tonight. It's a pretty good night. Moon's about 3/4 there or so, about cleared off here. So maybe we can catch a few here. So hang with us, and we'll know something here in a few minutes. Remember the sponsors, and let's go fishing. What a nice smallmouth, folks. Real nice. He's about 18 inches long. He's pulled the whippoorwill. He's getting better, getting better. So, if you can get a good picture of him there. Okay, so I'll put him back and see if I can get another. Got that one on the watermelon red crawler. We'll see what else we can find out here. I got him. Ain't much. Grab that crawler too. It's a good little smallie. A little light on him there. Hopefully you can see him good. Back to water. Get rigged up, like I say it. It's a watermelon, little red flake in it. Trying that a little bit. Solid watermelon probably work. Don't know. Try it a little and see. Get that back out there and see what we can do with it. What happens, I guess, when you try to swing one in there. I wasn't ready to do it. Lost a good fish right there. All right, we'll get back at it. Maybe we'll get another bite. Get off on. There you go. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. Nice one. Nice one, dude. Good. Nice smallie. He's close to 18 inches. He's a pretty long fish. Anyway, got him on a spinnerbait, so we put him back. See if we can get another. Black watermelon chunk, silver blaze. Let's see if we can get another one. Here. Get him in here. Like a firefish. Oh yeah, he just throwed that dinner bait and had going. Had going, that's a fire. Pretty good fish here. Let me straighten my wire out. Lord, I must have tore that spinnerbait all to pieces. My goodness. Yeah, they're mean. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Yeah. It might run dip pretty good now, I don't know. Know he's gonna get off. Got him in the boat though. Yeah, I know he's gonna get out. I got him in the boat. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, put a little light on him there. Yes. He's wild and mean. Yeah. Nice fish. All right. Same time. Get back after. Down there. There you go. That's a catfish hit that thing in. Something else. Hard to get the hook out of it. Tore my spinnerbait all to pieces. That's hey, bait off pieces. Slime me all over. Slime all over everything. That ain't something. Take me 30 minutes to get straightened out after that episode. Okay, folks, that finally short lined me right here at the boat. I didn't have time to do nothing but bring him up front and throw him in here. There he is. He ain't all that big. 13, 14 inches. But he's a mean one. We'll put him back and see if we can get another. I'd about jerked my arm off. I thought I lost him. Then he come right straight toward the boat as hard as he could go. Ain't that big a fish, but he sure is a mean. Anyway, we put him back and see if we can get another. Okay, folks, there's another nice morning. Big old long, lean. He ain't fattened up, but he's trying to. Nice one. Give him back the water. Sure was a mean one. Or that spinnerbait, all 2 pieces. Got it bent and wadded up. My goodness. Think about it. We'll get back after them, though. Oh, come here. I changed up and tried something a little different there. Put that red flying black line on. Got one on. Well, we try that again. That might be the trick. Alright, let me get him in. God, no. I know that. That stuff there. Alright, folks. There's another one. I didn't take no chances on that, and I throwed him in the boat. Then worried about getting the camera on. Put him back. That other one was a good one that I lost. Hang with me. A nice smallie. Real nice smallie. All right, put him back, see if we can get him out. He jumped on that spinnerbait. Okay, folks, there's another one on that spinnerbait. And they turn that thing all to pieces. Takes 5 minutes to bend it all back and get it back where it'll run again. All right, put him back. See if we can get another one. We can get this bait back to working. Sir, we'll take that. First one down. Good little small one. Put him back, try for another. Alright, let's see if we can get him in here. Pretty sure here. Bring me that way. Bend my spinnerbait. Yeah. Right. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to bend my wire up. Try to throw my blade off and everything else. We got him anyway. Put him back and see if we can get another one there. Black spinnerbait. That's they're mean. They like to hit that thing good. Alright. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Got him on the red flying black line. Whoa, you mean rascal. Hold on a minute and I'll get you off. They don't like you to touch that lip at all. All right. Picture that. Put on this time. What he is, he's dogging down there. And then, oh shucks. She look like. Sure didn't want that, now, I tell you. Yeah. Big old drum, my goodness gracious. Tell you what, they sure do hit good.
All right, folks, we're back, and Mike had some lighting problems there, he said. Mike, tell us what the deal is.
Forgot my poster that first night to set my light down in.
Yeah?
So I had to use a flashlight and stuff, but then I got that part worked out, and then
That didn't keep you from catching fish, though,
No.
Mark. You done real good, son. You really did.
having problems
done
getting
real
around the light to get to the camera, so I made another bracket to mount the camera on the pole where the light's at, so I could flip the switch and turn the camera on too. All
Yeah.
the same thing. It seemed like it's doing pretty good there.
You done well.
Yeah. Well,
Caught some good ones, too.
yeah, you did. Yeah.
Caught some nice fish.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, the moon, like you was talking about, had a lot to do with what colors you was throwing. And that first night I went to a lot of different baits, as I was telling you there last week, trying to find something for sure. When you was up there with Tim, said they was catching them on brown, I caught some on a lot of different ones, watermelon, red glitter, and you know, black fly, and I think caught one on a spinner bait, and just throwing watermelon, a lot of different colors on Friday night. But Saturday night, when I got on that black spinner bait with that watermelon behind it, on them flats, that's when I done the best.
Yeah.
And then when I went back over the weekend there, and that last film I shot, and done pretty good up there that night. But
You done that gum good, buddy. You
They-
sure
they,
did. Yes, sir.
they was still hitting the spinner bait before that moon come out, and once that moon come out, it was hard to get them to bite, and I finally got on that, back on that watermelon with red glitter in it, and done pretty good on that.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Sure
I
did.
throwed around on that red jig some with a black rind on it, and caught a few on that. But what got me was I pulled up on that one point before I come to the house up there, and throwed out there, and I caught that one fish, and he knocked the skirt off of the dang bait, and all I had was the crawler still on there, and I didn't even realize it. And I throwed back, and I missed 7 fish in a row right there off of one point.
I'll be dang.
This is every time I throw out there, I wanted to grab it. They was biting just the crawler better than it was with the skirt on.
Yeah, I'll be dang.
It beat all I ever seen. I said, "Dang." But
Yeah, that flash.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Hey,
I don't
I
know
like
what.
to get them like that.
No, it was something else. I tell you, I had a hold of the best one I had a hold of. I know it was a good fish. It'd probably go for a pound or something like that. And had him right up next to the side of the boat, and was trying to get the dang camera on and everything, and it was fumbling with his hand, you know, holding the rod there, and then all of a sudden he comes unhooked. I said, too late now.
That's right.
Yeah, too late now.
Well, now, Mike, did undoubtedly when you realized that your skirt was missing, you know, was gone and all you was throwing was your trailer on that spinnerbait head, did you keep fishing it like
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
And then they kept hitting?
yeah, sure did.
Well, I'll be as honest.
I mean-
One night I was fishing a boil from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I slipped just a yellow number 11 frog on the bait. Never had a skirt or nothing, just that number 11 frog on it.
Yeah.
And son, I'm telling you the truth, they eat it up. I tell you, I never caught so many fish. He says, I got this. He pulled off the bank there, and he said, I got to see what you're fishing. I said, no, he ain't going to see what I'm fishing. I said, you just go ahead. I said, you wouldn't fish what I'm fishing. He said, I can't believe this. He said, just a frog chunk
Yeah.
and a blade. That's all you had.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't.
Yeah, you know, Dad, I don't know. I mean, it's right, Bill. Shoot, and you go, well, right now, this time of year, they'll be, like I said last week, shoot, we fished with 6 or 7 different colors, and I'd catch a fish on a black and red fly or something like that,
Yeah.
and fish and fish and fish it, and never get another bite.
Yeah.
Change colors, go to a brown or a red or just anything different than that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't make half a dozen casts, catch another fish and do the same thing again. It seemed like every time I'd change baits, I'd get a fish.
Well, they had that one fish limit Tuesday night. This just here a couple of days ago, and my friend called me, and he didn't win it. He couldn't catch a fish. But out of he told me 36 boats. They was 34 boats, and they didn't have as many as they've had before. But he said only 6 fish was weighed in, not a smallmouth, but all of them was largemouth. But there again, that 20-inch smallmouth, hard to come by.
Hard to come by.
Yeah.
That's right, Bill.
Him and his son caught 9 fish, but they got it now from 6:30 to 9:30. In 3 hours, and you don't have a whole lot of time to fish a lot of places.
Yeah.
So you got to find 1 or 2, and that's stay with it.
Right.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Shucks, the other week I had 44 boats in it, and I think about everybody had a fish.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so did, yeah.
And
Richard told me here this past Tuesday night that only 6 fish was weighed in, and so I think 2 pound something, 2 pound 2 ounces may have been the winner.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, and it was a large mouth.
Yeah.
In fact, about the first 3 places was largemouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, shucks, we know how them daggum rascals up there change, and like Mike said, you get on a point that the sun or the moon's shining in on it, and you have to change color to get a bite.
Yeah.
And you get back in the dark or in the shadows, you got to change color to get a bite.
That's right.
I mean
Exactly
that's exactly the way it is. And you can throw a black and black in the dark and get a bite, and you get out there in the moonlight with it, or vice versa, and you can't get a bite.
Right.
And so that's why I try to keep 2 different colors tied on, a watermelon and a black, or a red and a black, or something like that, because buddy, with them fish out in that moonlight is looking different than ones in there in the dark.
Yeah. And under that moon, you got to go to a little bit lighter
color. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
When the moon ain't got no moon or nothing like that, a little darker color pays off.
There you go. That's exactly what. Hey, we've learned that from you, and you've learned that from many years of fishing. You got to be flexible up there when that moon is in and out of the clouds, and it's pitch black dark or it's full moonlight. You got to change colors. I mean, it just daggum. I don't know. You know, everything changes, and then them dang fish is after it too. So they'll change up. You know, like I said, you catch one on a black and fish it for an hour and never get another bite on it, then it's not because the fish has quit hitting, it's
Right.
because you got it around the point or over here in the moonlight or something like that, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm going up to the fish hatchery there and talk to old Stump and the boys up there. I got them boys up there. I know every one of them just about.
yeah,
I'm gonna go up there and talk to them about this here bait situation in the lake.
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer. If you're gonna have fish, you got to have the bait.
Yes, sir.
And if
Yes,
you
sir.
got the bait, you got the fish.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would hate to think that as good a fishing as we've got around here, that we didn't have the bait in the lake to support the fish.
Well, I agree with you, Bill. I know Watts Bar Lake is covered with shad.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, from
That's
Milton
reason-
Hill
that's
down
reason.
to up the Emery to from Fort Loudon down down to Kingston and then on down the system. There's plenty of bait in Watts Bar Lake.
Well, it's like old Dan Knockkirk said there the other day. He won that there St. Jude tournament,
Yeah.
and he had his 5 fish there in the first hour.
Oh yeah.
And son, that goes to show you the fish is there, and he said the bait was there everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the reason Watts Bar is, and that's the reason I hate to see all the grass
But I think-
poison and everything.
I know.
Not only they poison the grass, they poison me too,
Yeah.
and I don't like that.
Yeah.
And if you just use your judgment down there, there's plenty of fish in Watts Bar.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish.
But
It's a plenty bait.
your bait fish has got to have something to eat too.
That's right.
And they start out eating plankton in the water, which is real small stuff that you can't hardly see. And then as they get bigger, they start eating bigger
Who
things.
knows? This
And-
poison that you
Yeah.
down there may kill all the plankton.
yeah, they do it.
I don't know that.
I know. Yeah, I've pulled up wads of that dang meal full and out on your bait, and they's little old bitty, look like shrimp or something other in that
Yeah.
grass and stuff. You
Yeah.
know, all kinds of little old critters and
Yeah.
snails and all kinds of
That's
stuff.
for the little fish. to
Yeah,
eat.
yeah. I mean, it's all in it, and the fish eat that meal full too.
Right.
Yep.
Well,
I agree.
Like
So,
I
you
said,
know.
they told me that they quit stocking walleye there in Tellico because there wasn't no bait fish up there. So,
Yeah.
man, I hate to see that. That's
Yeah.
the reason I'm gonna go ask Stump. I'm gonna ask Stumpy that.
Yeah, get the right story on that, Bill,
That's
so
right.
we know next week of what's
That's
going on.
exactly right.
And you know I know when they first backed Tellico up, them boys was catching the fool out of them walleye over there.
I know it.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
they
Yes, sir.
was
Well,
working
it's always been
on
walleye.
That's right. They was
Yeah.
in there before the dam was built.
That's right.
And they was in that river, and when they built the dam, they just got, and backed that water up. They was catching them walleye over there, and from one end of that lake to the other.
Right.
And so now I don't know if anybody's catching any now or not.
I don't either. I haven't heard.
Yeah.
The boy that I talked to today, he quit going over there. He said it was so tough to catch one. He said he'd been over there 4 or 5 times and never had a bite.
Mm-hmm.
So he said I've just about quit going over there.
Yeah. Well, they've done these roping on studies on North over the years and said there wasn't enough bait to support no more. They take that study and they kill everything in that area and get it out, and they sort through them and see how many game fish you got and how many dead bait fish you got and all this stuff, and it's like 6 or 7 heck, I forgot now. But anyway, they got the studies on it. Bottom line was there wasn't
Yeah.
enough bait there, enough food for the forage fish.
Right. We supposed to have some pretty smart people with TWRA,
Yeah.
and we got people that's over the lakes.
Yeah.
That tells us what the lakes need. They're supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I won't talk to Stump and just ask him what the deal is.
I'll be glad. I hope you get.
I know him well enough. I know he'll give me a straight answer.
Yeah, I know he will. I guarantee you. Okay, just a reminder, folks. A couple of them here, right quick. Remember what Bud Strader called in about the poisoning the water. The meeting at Rockwood Community Center, 6 o'clock next Tuesday afternoon. Then you got free fishing day. It's all over the state. You can go fish Saturday anywhere you want to, unless it's posted waters. You know, when they have this big fish thing up at the fish hatchery in Clinton there for the kids. And you know, if you want to have some fun, kids, get them up there early Saturday morning.
If you've got a reeling rod for them, you might ought to take it, because if they get a big crowd, they may run out of reeling rods.
They may run out, Mike. That's a fact. They have a bunch of reeling rods donated by different businesses and this, that, and the other, and then they have some that they don't open up from the previous year if they have any left and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, if your kids got a special rod they like, I'd take it with them, for sure. But you're going to have a big time. Just wanted to let you know. Remember our sponsors, folks, Reynolds Racing and Marine. Get on their website. Like I told you last week, I think they got in 2 more express boats this week. And you can get on their website and look at all this stuff. I do not have any information on the Bullet boat that they've got a couple of the new models ordered. I don't know if they've got them yet or not. Citizens First Bank, the 5 locations, Shared Treasures across from Ace Hardware there in Oliver Springs. Do stop by and look. Just prowl around. I guarantee they got anything and everything. That's all I can tell you. And Van's Auto Parts, the weekly specials on parts, oils, and filters, and that kind of thing. Do give those folks your business. They need it desperately, so want to help them every way that we can. Our other sponsors, we're going to break off here in a couple of minutes, and we'll let Dylan run the commercials on that, which is Edgemore Outdoors, Tim's Tires, Pamela Ann's, and Service Pro. Again, want to thank Service Pro. They signed up for another 3 months. We love to have them. I told Daniel, hope we had a long-term relationship with them sponsoring the show, and they do good business, do good work. So if you need that oil change, get by there and see them. And don't forget about the windshield wipers. Hello, caller.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, buddy, we're doing good. We're waiting on a good fishing report.
Well, I have not. Well, I don't know if I call it a good fishing report, but I caught about a 2-pounder, and it had this thing on it, and it was like it wasn't a leech. It was about 4.5, 5 inches long. I grabbed it with a needle nose and pulled it off, and man, it had a big old round mouth on it, full of razor teeth.
Yes, sir.
What in the world was that thing?
It's a lamprey eel, man.
Well, it smacked me on the hand. I threw pliers and all away. I didn't know we had such a thing in the Clinch River.
Yes, sir. They swear they're native here, and we've caught a lot of fish. We had a couple of years ago, when you catch a fish in the 2 trips and 3 of them's got them eels on them, you know, so it got our curiosity up, and we done a little thing about them here, and I'm like you. The first one that I got off, I just cut him in half, flipped him over in the water, and the next one, well, he fell off in the boat, and I like to never got that thing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was out. I just got my pliers and everything.
Yeah, buddy.
I panicked.
Yeah, they've got an awful looking mouth, and it's plumb full of teeth, and when they get a hold of a fish, they don't turn loose.
No,
I
they
got
don't.
you. So it would have killed that fish if I hadn't got rid of it.
Oh yeah, it sucked the blood out of
A
it.
good possibility. But they say.
I'm just curious, guys. Thank you for answering my call, and I appreciate the information.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, and we do the same thing you're doing. If you catch one with one on it, just detach him, throw them both back in the water.
There you go.
Thank-
See you guys.
See you, buddy. All right. Okay. They, you know, those things has been. I mean, they're native here. They was here before we got here,
Yeah.
Bill, and they claim they get pretty good size.
Yeah, oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I've seen them 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm sure they're longer than that.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. You know, we got pictures of them here somewhere. We can pull them back up. Folks, we're going to get off of here. God bless you all, and have a safe week, and enjoy Saturday, free fishing day, and hope to see y'all next week.
And don't forget our meeting.
Don't forget the meeting. Exactly right. Hey folks, I just happened to be headed by Edgemore Outdoors, and I want you to know that they're not at the old location. They're here at the new building, and it's halfway between Bull Run and the old location where they were at, but I'm sure proud to see Jim and Jeannie in this new building, and they've still got some things they got to do, but they've got all their tackle moved in here, got the parking lots paved, and great looking place. Big red roof, you can't miss it if you're here on Edgemore Road, and be looking for them, Edgemore Outdoors. I'm gonna go inside for just a second and get right back with you. Okay, folks, we're here at Service Pro Lube Center at A&W Plaza here. Going to be a new sponsor of the show, and that's Dan Van Cleve. Proud to have him. Just a little shot of the business, and we're going to get some more info on that there for next week. Service Pro. They've got 2 locations. One here on the west end, and just want to get you a picture of the business. And that kind of thing. So we'll have some more info coming up, but I did want to get them on the show for tonight. So remember that, Service Pro, East End and West End, and take care of your car servicing and that kind of thing.
All right.
Hey folks, I'm back here at Tim's Tires, and you saw the intro on the door, and they are also open on Saturdays from 8 to 12:30. And you know, I'm just looking at these tires. They've got lawnmower tires, they've got the small tractor tires, even the big tractor tires, and all these tires right here are for trucks and automobiles, vans, that kind of thing. And they've just got a warehouse full of tires, bringing them in all the time and shipping them out all the time. So if you're needing that set of tires, please come by here at Tim's Tires, Highway 27. Going in.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.